Taurus, this is your reading. Hi, welcome in. I'm Venus, an intuitive modern mystic with over a decade of experience in this game. How are you doing? How are you keeping? If you're new here, subscribe for more videos like this. And if you're returning, welcome back. I've missed you too. So for those of you who are new here, this is going to be a timeless message that will apply to your sun and rising. I don't know if we're going to keep it short and sweet because as of late, the messages have been quite long, intense, and detailed, which, listen, I'm not complaining. So if that's the case, which I can kind of feel that it is going to be, sit back, relax, just have an open mind, be open to receiving any message that comes through on your table. We will look at whatever areas of your life spirit wants to talk to you about through me. And with that said, be the leader of your own discernment as well when receiving these messages. Not everything is for you, and that's okay. So with all of that out of the way, number one on my timer, we're going to open your energy with the major arcana to see what's happening within and around you at the moment. So Taurus, as I was channeling your energy and tapping in and prepping, there was something about dental work. I don't know why that came through. I don't know how relevant that is, but something about dental work. Either you need to invest in your dental health or someone around you needs to get some work done. Maybe some sort of cavity removal work, or I don't know, a deep clean or something like this. I don't know. There was something about dental work that came through. Also, the number 2 was significant, so something to do with harmony, partnership, finding balance in some area of your life, that came through as well. And the color green, which speaks about your heart center, generosity, feeling rejuvenated as well. So those are some of the things that I was picking upon as I was tapping into your energy. Hopefully they'll make sense as we go and open your table. If not, then it is what it is. Right, so show me Taurus energy. What's happening within and around them at the moment, Spirit? What's happening within and around them at the moment? The energy feels closed off, secretive. You're like in a cocoon. At the time that I'm filming this, autumn just started, so we all are, you know, feeling cozy and trying to, you know, get that type of atmosphere going. So I don't blame you, but energetically, you're very shut off. Maybe that's why you need to work on your heart center, your heart chakra, the color green. Maybe that's why it came through. Because I'm shuffling, I'm here, I'm tapping in, I'm waiting, but it's challenging to get through to you. It's becoming a bit of a challenge to come through to you. Show me Taurus energy. What's happening within and around them, Spirit? What do you want to talk to them about today? The sun, okay. You're reminiscing over your childhood days, okay? And whenever you do, or maybe you've picked up a habit that you had in childhood, or a hobby that you had left in childhood, this makes you feel rejuvenated. If you're not in this energy, you will be coming into this energy soon after you watch this video. 4 on my timer, as I said that, because like I said, my messages are timeless, so trust it when it finds you. But yeah, there's something about feeling rejuvenated, feeling joyful, and reveling in the greatness of the good moments that you had in your childhood, however big or small they were. There's something like that here. Also, for some of you, you have received some good news pertaining to pregnancy. Either this is you or someone around you is pregnant, and this has brought so much joy to you, like genuinely. This is the Sun card, by the way. You could have been born on the 19th. Okay, just for a few pointers. You could have strong Leo placements, or you could be dealing with a Leo. The Lovers at the bottom of the deck, Gemini energy is here. For some of you as well, it could be that, if we're romantically speaking, this new relationship feels fresh, feels rejuvenated. It feels like a good match. It's still early days though. For those of you who are in a long-term committed relationship or perhaps married, things seem to be feeling youthful. The spark is back. The sun is shining again on your romantic dynamic. There's something like this. Maybe your partner is planning to take you on a trip where it's sunny right now. That could be the case too. That's coming through. But anyway, let's dive in a bit more and see what else is happening within and around you, Taurus. Why is the sun here for Taurus, Spirit? But yeah, the energy feels rejuvenated, cozy. However, having said that, you feel cozy. You feel like you're in this phase where you're rejuvenating. So perhaps you are choosing to shut yourself off from the world. Hence why it may become a little bit challenging for people to approach you or feel comfortable with approaching you. Because let's go back to what happened at the beginning of the reading. I was tapping into your energy and it became quite challenging. So maybe there's something you're hiding. Maybe you're hiding this relationship from someone. If this is brand new, maybe you're hiding it from someone and you've kind of, you know, shut them out for a little bit, until you realize, you know, things are certain and now I can, you know, soft launch or hard launch the relationship. That could be the case. Because yes, internally the energy is opening, but from the perspective of an outsider, it feels unapproachable almost. Okay, number 6 on my timer and number 6 here. There needs to be a balance, okay? Don't forget about nurturing your other relationships, you know, friends, family, co-workers, and yourself. Don't forget about yourself as well, Taurus. Let's see. Why is the sun here, Spirit? Why is the sun here for Taurus? Sun and rising. Why is the sun here, Spirit? Oh, the 5 of Swords is here. The energy feels sticky. Yeah, it feels confusing. There's something on your mind that it's almost as if, oh, it's too good to be true. Then it probably is. You could be seeking advice from the wrong people, and they could be planting seeds of doubt in your head. Or this could be you falling back into a toxic pattern. Could be about any area of your life. For a lot of you, I can see this is romance related. Okay, so it could be that perhaps your trust issues have come up in some way, shape or form. Maybe the person gave you a reason to trigger you in that way. Maybe they didn't. We'll dive in and see as the reading goes on. But that's an energy of mentally you feel defeated. You feel defeated almost. I do see you snapping out of it because I've got 5 and 6 here. So there's a slow progression. This could be a phase. You could be just mentally exhausted, mentally tired. That could be the case too, but let's dive in. Tell me more. You could be giving too much attention to some negativity here. Could be from someone, or maybe you're taking on someone's pain. Maybe your romantic partner, you're taking on their problems, their pain. Drink some water. Drink some water, Taurus. Center yourself. How can you help someone if you're not helping yourself, type of thing? So yes, help others. 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck as I was shuffling. 5 is here. There's an energy of regret and embarrassment. Queen of Wands, King of Pentacles. Okay, I see what this is. King of Cups, Knight of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what's happening here. So, let me tell you what's showing up from what I can see and feel. So, we've got the 5 of Cups. There's, again, the energy of regret, embarrassment here. Emotionally, you feel like you were perhaps taken advantage of in some way, shape, or form. This feels like it could be pertaining to a romantic connection or a romantic interest. Okay, then we've got the Queen of Wands. So whatever this situation was, whether it was romantic or otherwise, it deeply affected your ego, and it made you almost become overprotective of what you've already built, whether that's a relationship, a career, your sense of identity as well. Okay, and then we've got the King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, King of Cups, Knight of Swords with the Two of Pentacles here. So what does that tell me? Archangel Michael's here to confirm this, but let me break it down for you. Maybe over the past 2 years or over the next 2 years, there will be some changes, romantically speaking, in terms of the type of person that you want to align yourself with. So it could be, for example, that in the recent past, you were looking for someone slightly older, thinking that, okay, if you're older, you're a bit wiser, you've got something going for you, you're established, you're financially stable, hopefully you're emotionally intelligent, that type of thing. Okay, and at the time you could have found this person, you could have dated this person, you could have built something with this person, and at the time that rang true for you. Archangel Michael's here with the Ace of Swords. However, there was something that happened abruptly here that not only burned your ego, but also left you with a lot of doubts and regret. There's heavy energy of regret here. 1144 on my timer. As I said, that's confirmation for someone. So at the time, this King of Pentacles did serve their purpose in your life. However, Archangel Michael's coming through to say that you're moving on to a new phase now. Okay, with the Sun. Remember, this is what we opened your energy with the Lovers. Okay, so perhaps it's time for you to choose yourself or someone of a higher frequency. Why do I say higher frequency? The King of Pentacles is very much focused on everything that's happening in the 3D. So work, money, finances, assets, everything that you can touch. Okay, tangible things. And that's all good and great, right? Especially when you're thinking, you know, long term, can this person hold the fort down? Do we match in that way? That's great. However, caveat with the King of Pentacles is that sometimes it can be a little bit out of touch emotionally and spiritually. This could be someone who's an agnostic or an atheist. Now, if you're here, I know you're spiritual or religious, okay? So there could be something about a mismatch there. This is a sugar daddy energy, okay? Now, Archangel Michael came through and said, okay, this person came through, they served their purpose in your life, the contract has been severed, okay? Because now, as you are working on raising your frequency and learning about the type of love that you're really deserving of, the King of Cups is your match. Now, this is a divine masculine who may not be as financially stable or successful as the King of Pentacles. However, when he is healed, he has emotional depth. He sees you, understands you, supports you, and it's your match, emotionally speaking. He comes from a higher frequency to match you at this time. Now, this makes you feel nervous because, of course, especially when we're talking about relationships, we want the person to, you know, match us in the way that, you know, they love us and we love them, and, you know, beliefs and life goals and things like this. However, the bills need to be paid. Where are we going to live? How many kids do we want to have? What's your thought on marriage? All these real life situations and scenarios also do play in relationships. Love doesn't pay the bills, you know. I understand that. And that's not to say that you don't have anything going for yourself, because I can see that you are entering a phase where you are becoming independent, especially financially too, and we'll look at your finances in a moment as well. But with the King of Cups, he fulfills you in a different way that the King of Pentacles had done in the past, okay? This makes you feel nervous with the Knight of Swords here. It's like, I want to run for the hills. This is not familiar for me, this is not safe, I'm not sure I can trust this, right? Why do I say, oh, I'm not sure I can trust this? Because you're torn. You're torn between the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles here. You could be dating currently, and you could be dealing with these two archetypes, okay? They're coming through as divine masculines, could be a divine feminine. This is where I need you to use your discernment to see if the message adapts. And you're torn between who to do life with. The sugar daddy type of person who may be emotionally distant, or the emotionally attuned person who you can see there's a potential for financial greatness, you know? So you're torn between these two choices. And at the moment, you're at a standstill with the Knight of Swords here. You're kind of letting your ego lead with this, okay? Archangel Michael's here, okay? If you don't already work with Archangel Michael, connect with Archangel Michael to help you with further guidance as to what should you do, who you should opt for, okay? Because at the moment, not only have you been hurt and your ego has been almost destroyed, and you're feeling this energy of regret and doubt and negativity and all these things, but also now you're stuck between two choices, two great choices, by the way. And in an ideal world, the person that you're looking to do life with would embody the archetype of both the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. However, from what I can see and feel here, that's not the case. This is two different people. Okay, so that's something that you could meditate, pray over, ask your archangels and ancestors guidance on, or, you know, book with a trusted reader to see what the advice would be for you specifically. Okay, 5-5 on the timer. Oh, it's time for a change. And 5-5 is here as well, isn't it? Yeah. So perhaps you were used to dating a certain type of person, okay? And now it would be wise for you to try and explore a different type of person, emotionally speaking, to do life with. Because also think to yourself, I've dated this type of person, right? Whatever your type is, not only in terms of looks but personality wise, moral compass, beliefs, goals, the whole spiel, right? How about we explore different options? If it works, great. If it doesn't, at least you've had the experience, you know? So that's something perhaps to think about, because you are raising your frequency. And yes, while you're still very much aware of the 3D, you're spiritually awake, aware and conscious. Ideally, you would want to do life with someone, romantically speaking, who is also at least on some sort of spiritual or religious journey, someone who understands that there's more to life than money, cars, the house, designer, whatever the case may be, the material world, right? That would be ideal. But again, that is something for you to think about, contemplate, perhaps explore, or completely dismiss. Okay, Taurus? Let's see what else is here for you. Give me a few more, actually. Give me 2 more for Taurus, please, Spirit, because we've basically looked at your romantic life, right? A lot of you are actively dating, trying to find your person. If you're not open to dating and you're not interested, then of course, everything we've just spoken about may not apply to you. If you're already in a long-term committed relationship, I do see you feeling the urge to spice things up. Okay, I do see that here. However, you're hesitant because you don't know how it's going to be received by the other person. Give it a try, Taurus. You never know. If it lands, great. If it doesn't, it'll be something for you to laugh about 10 years later, you know? I don't know. Have more fun in your relationship. Try to have more fun in your relationship. And it doesn't have to be grand gestures, you know? You two could have, like, inside jokes. It could be as simple as that. You know, binge watch on your favorite show. The people find it to be controversial, but it's like your guilty pleasure with you and your person. I don't know. Just little pleasures, and you know what that's like. So yeah, spice things up. Don't be afraid to spice things up. Now, for career, okay, for those of you who are looking for work, it's been a few months where it's been tough, okay, because you've not really felt that you had any direction when it comes to your career, okay. You didn't have a clear path of what you wanted to do. However, I do see that changing over the next month or so, okay. I do see 2 job opportunities coming in, both in the digital space, so marketing, communications, advertising, social media, perhaps. I do see that here. Data analyst, something like this. There's 2 job opportunities. They are both temporary to permanent, okay, so it's based on performance and your experience already. You are coming across as a strong candidate, one of the strongest, honestly. So if you wanted these job opportunities, they are yours. You just need to be confident in what you already know and be open to learning more or building your portfolio or expanding your skill set as well. But there are 2 job opportunities coming in, so keep an eye on your emails. You will receive email communications about both, okay. I don't see it being a long-winded interview or hiring process either. So one of them does have some sort of test that you may need to complete, a questionnaire, something. I don't know, like an aptitude test or something like this. Okay. For those of you who are in work, okay, but you're looking to progress or leave the company or try something else or something like this, I do see for some of you an opportunity for a promotion within the company that you're in, if you're looking to progress within the company that you're in, okay. For those of you who want to jump ship, don't do it just yet. Give it a month. Give it about a month or so, and then start making plans to jump ship, okay. Right now is not the time to move companies so abruptly, okay. That's what I see here for career for you, Taurus, whether you're working, looking for work. And also this applies if you're starting something on your own, okay. Slow and steady wins the race. For those of you who are starting your business, or you have your own business, you need to focus on the digital side of it, the advertisement side of it, the communication side of it. You need to innovate and automate in that area too on my timer, as I said that. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. So that's career. We looked at love, we looked at career. What's coming up aside from all of this? What's coming up for Taurus? That was fast. Let me grab it 1 second. Okay, so this is the 4 of Swords. This is Jupiter in Libra energy. You could have this placement in your chart, or you could be dealing with someone who has Jupiter in Libra. You're being called to rest, okay? Quality sleep, a quality morning and evening routine, okay? There is a tendency over the next few days for you to want to bed rot and completely disconnect from your heart center, okay? Let's try and avoid that, okay? Because we are trying to elevate here. We're trying to raise the frequency, and if you're bed rotting, feeling sorry for yourself for 4, 5, 6, 7 days, that turns into 2 months to 2 years. We can't have that, okay? Also at this time, pay attention to your dreams. Why do I say that? We've got the 6 of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. Let me show you. Not only does this talk about short travel for some of you, perhaps relocation because of work or something like this, but also research by location. Some of you have the gift of being in multiple places at the same time, spiritually speaking. Hence why some of you may wake up completely tired, even though you've just slept for like 12 hours or something like this. There's a lot happening in the astral, okay? You're accessing, or at least trying to access, many different timelines. With your higher self, your archangels, your ascended masters, whoever the case may be here. For a lot of you, it's your higher self, because you're looking for direction in what to do in this life. Okay, so you're trying to, you know, have a chat with your higher self to see, okay, when is it going to get better? Okay, I do see that here. So pay attention to your dreams. Yes, not everything is a sign, but if you wake up and there's something that you remember about a dream, jot it down. It may make sense in 4 months from now, from whenever you're watching this video. Okay, Taurus. Let's see. Anything else? My Tauruses here. You're being called to rest. Have a routine. Start with something small. Habit stacking. Okay? Habit stacking is the word. And I know that it may be difficult, especially as we are entering autumn season. At least at the time that I'm filming this video, we are. It may be challenging to start a new habit. You only need to do the same thing for 21 days until it becomes a habit. So just stick it out, Taurus, okay? Right, there's nothing else coming out for you here. So before we end the reading, I want you to think of a question. It doesn't have to be related to anything that we've talked about here today. Think about that topic that's pressing on your mind. Okay, take a deep breath, pause the video, do what you need to do, and then we are going to use the Angel Answers Oracle to get your answer. So be as specific as you can, be as focused as you can, and make it count, Taurus, okay? Take a deep breath, ask your question, and we will see what your angels, archangels, higher self, and ascended masters have to say about that, you know, your question. Let's see. Take a deep breath. Focus. Okay, there's a lot of scatterbrain energy. Focus. Ask your question. That's better. Archangels, ascended masters. There we go, that's better. And the answer is, if you believe. I don't know if you can see that. If you believe. If you believe, it will be so or it won't be so. So that's the answer to your question. And with that said, Taurus, that concludes your reading for today. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me. I hope I was able to help in any way, shape or form. If I did, let me know in the comments below. Before you go, subscribe, like, leave a comment, do all of the things. This is a brand new channel that I'm trying to get off the ground, and I am counting on your support to achieve my personal goals too. So let's help each other. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, if you want to learn more about me, what I do, my services, check out my blog, my book, some gems that I drop on TikTok sometimes. Everything will be linked in the description below. And until next time, stay immensely blessed. Take care. Bye bye.